Welcome to Scrum Masters Elite _UK. Subscribe to the channel to learn leadership and team spirit from Meg Jones.
What impressed me most was Meg Jones' no hesitation when John Mitchell offered her the role of captain. In life, we don't always have the luxury of perfect preparation before stepping into a bigger role. Often, opportunities arrive under imperfect circumstances, just as she was entrusted with responsibility when Zoe Stratford temporarily stepped away for personal reasons. Yet it was the way Meg Jones embraced this moment, without hesitation, without avoidance, that revealed a quality I believe anyone should learn. The courage to step up when trust is placed in you. I ask myself, if I were in that position, would I have the courage to say, I'm ready? Or would I get caught up in worries, am I good enough? What if I fail? What will others think? The difference between an ordinary person and a leader, I think, lies in this moment, the moment they choose action over hesitation. One thing that particularly struck me was how Meg Jones defines her leadership style. She doesn't try to be a perfect role model according to some template. She openly acknowledges, I am genuine. I am myself. I am Meg. In a world where many believe leaders must always be calm, controlled, and ideal, her impulsiveness and authenticity become her strengths.
This led me to an important realization. Leadership is not about becoming a different version of yourself, but about maximizing your true self in the most positive way. If someone tries to force themselves into a mold they don't belong to, they will soon burn out or lose connection with those around them. Meg Jones does not deny her strengths or her weaknesses. She accepts them, understands them, and integrates them into her leadership style. This is a remarkable form of emotional intelligence. When she says she sets high standards, living by the principle live by the sword, die by the sword, I sense a strong spirit of responsibility. This is not rigidity, it is absolute commitment to the team. She is willing to do whatever it takes for the team to win, not by imposing authority, but by inspiring and building trust. This made me reflect on the concept of responsibility in personal life. Many people want position, fame, or power, but not everyone is willing to shoulder the responsibilities that come with it.
Meg Jones shows that leadership and responsibility are inseparable. What warmed my heart most was how she speaks of her teammates, especially experienced players like Marley Packer, Mo Hunt, and Alex Matthews. Even as captain, she does not see herself as the absolute center. Instead, she knows how to rely on others and seek support. This reflects a very modern type of leadership. A leader is not someone who knows everything, but someone who knows how to harness the collective strength of the team. I was particularly impressed by how she describes each teammate: decisive, empathetic, experienced. And most importantly, she understands who is suited for what. This is the art of delegation, a skill not everyone possesses, even in ordinary workplaces. In life, many people fail not because they lack talent, but because they try to do everything alone or don't know how to assign tasks properly. Meg Jones shows that trust and delegation do not diminish a leader's value, they enhance the team's power. Looking at the achievements of the England team, long winning streaks, world titles, years of dominance, it would be easy to think they have reached the pinnacle.
But what struck me more is that even at their peak, they talk about breaking barriers and raising standards. This is an extremely important mindset. Success, if not managed well, can easily lead to complacency. And it is complacency that is the greatest enemy of progress. Meg Jones and the England team do not see victory as the endpoint, they see it as a foundation for going further. They don't just want to win, they want to win better, to become a better version of themselves. This made me realize that in any field, maintaining a learning spirit after success is invaluable. Another point that caught my attention is the challenge England now faces, becoming the first team to win the Six Nations after winning the World Cup. This is not just a sporting goal, but a psychological challenge. After reaching the pinnacle, maintaining motivation is extremely difficult. The pressure is no longer I must prove myself, but I must maintain my position. Sometimes, this is even harder.
I think this is very similar to everyone's life. When we haven't achieved something, motivation often comes from desire. But once we have achieved it, motivation must come from discipline, intrinsic values, and a bigger vision. For me, the biggest lesson is this: be ready when opportunities arrive, even if you don't feel perfect. Perfection is not the condition to start. It is the result of daring to begin. For fans, this reminds us that behind victories lie not only talent, but also sacrifice, teamwork, and difficult decisions. When we cheer for a team, we cheer not just for results, but for their journey. Leadership is not the privilege of a few, it is a capacity that can be nurtured in everyone, through honesty, responsibility, and the ability to connect with others. Finally, what impressed me most is not the titles or records, but how Meg Jones speaks of herself: I am myself. In a world that constantly pressures people to become someone else, perhaps the greatest lesson is simple. Be yourself, but be the best, most responsible, and bravest version of yourself.
Dare to step up. Lead as your true self. See you at Scrum Masters Elite _UK.